All right, all right. Grace, mercy, and peace from him who is and was and is to come very soon, I'm certain. This is Rogue Diabetic, and welcome to the digital wilderness. So, I just wanted to catch up on this presidential election coming up. I think we're like 24 days out now. Voting's already started. So, the first thing that I want you guys to remember is this has already been decided. They've already decided what they're going to do. Okay, whether they're going to select Harris or Trump. So, but I did want to kind of, after the flurry of activity this summer, I just wanted to bring everybody up to speed. So you had Biden dropping out. First of all, you had Biden's disastrous debate performance, which, I mean, it wasn't any more disastrous than a lot of his performances. And all of a sudden, all the Democrats were saying, ooh, we're like, no, but Obama isn't really running the country. Biden is, and no, he's not senile. And then it's like, it goes from that to a day later. It's like, Biden's too senile to run. And even though he's already, like, secured enough delegates to get the nomination, and then Obama steps in and convinces him to drop out. So now all of a sudden that none of that is a conspiracy theory anymore. But anyway, that's what happened. Then of course there was the fake Trump assassination attempt, where the Secret Service knew there was a man on the roof 10 minutes before Trump took the stage. Okay, that's your tell right there. The Secret Service knew. Okay, and so the question is did Trump know? I believe he did. Which would mean that the assassination attempt was fake. Okay, if Trump didn't know that the Secret Service knew that there was a man on the roof, that would mean the Secret Service was complicit in the attempt. Okay, criminally complicit, in my opinion. I mean, it's just. I mean, obviously, you would have to. You might need a little more than that to snag a conviction, but it's obvious to me that the Secret Service knew that was going to happen. And like I say, the only difference is the only real question is was the Secret Service attempting to were they complicit in an actual assassination attempt, or were they complicit in along with Trump in the staging of a assassination attempt? And so my suspicion is it's the latter, not the former. Now, as far as this election goes, right now this is the RCP, Real Clear Politics, no toss-up states. 302 to 236. The difference, if this is the way it were to shake out, the difference between this and 2016 would be what's her bucket? Harris wins Wisconsin, and Trump wins Nevada. Trump did not win Nevada in 2016. He won in Wisconsin. So it was a flip flop, but the result is obviously an electoral mandate, I would call this. That would be assuming that assuming that any of these elections are real, which they aren't. Okay, this has already been decided. So what are they actually up to? I don't know for sure, and I'm not gonna play predict it. But if this scenario plays out, and there have been some other outlets that have said that Trump has taken the lead, whatever exactly that means, but and one of those is Newsweek, okay, which is a quote unquote mainstream outlet, even though they're like anti-Trump. And then you got Chunk Uger from the Young Turks Trump is ahead at least. Okay, he's gone ahead of Harris, and there have been a couple polls have come out, and this is kind of how it bears everything out to how the for how the this is kind of the conventional wisdom of what is going to happen here. So is it? I don't know. Are they creating this impression so that all of a sudden it can flip in the last days? And then all of a sudden, somehow, this will all be wrong and Harris will get it? Or is this the way or are they actually going to play it out, let it play out like this? And then Trump's back in office, and then all the legal issues are still out or hanging fire out there. There's still all Trump's legal issues, no matter what you think of them or not. But that's something that the Democrats will certainly use to obstruct him if he were to actually take office, or to even possibly try to prevent him from taking office. Okay, so if this scenario plays out, it's a disaster. Okay, if Harris wins, okay, if they're planning on installing Harris, then basically what they've done here is they're creating this expectation. They're creating this false confidence in Trump supporters, so that when Harris ends up ultimately winning, then they'll stage some sort of unrest, right? They'll stage some sort of January 6th type event or events. It might not be focused just in Washington, D.C. It might be all over that they do this. But I don't know. So that's would be a disaster too. We'd be headed into so either way we're gonna head into next year with a divided government again. Okay, the best that either candidate can hope for is a narrow majority in both houses of Congress, both the House and the Senate. And it's very likely that whoever does, quote unquote, win this election, will be up against a divided Congress, which means neither side is going to be able to advance any of their policy agendas, right? Unless they're planning on something big, and I think they could be. So anyway, that's all for now. Like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell. Tell me what you think in the comments. I'm out.